Hey, talk to me about the Geechi battle.
No.
Lawrence Prost. No, fuck that.
No.
Battle.
I've got so many theories and suspicions. I don't fuck with no organized religions. Today is the day I follow my intuitions. Let the ancestors guide me and help me.
We're going.
We are back. Hold the Elevator podcast. The elevator's gone. B-Dot is out on business. He's finalizing his shoe deal. So we will gladly miss B-Dot if that happens.
Yeah.
When it
Congrats
happens.
on that.
Congrats on that, B-Dot. I'm here with a very special guest. You might know him as Mike P, battle rapper, gamer, father, husband. Give me another one. Gemini, I don't know.
Bowler.
Are you a bowler?
Table tennis connoisseur.
Are you really a bowler?
I'm good at all the useless shit.
Oh.
I'm a ridiculous. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing how good I am at bowling. It really is.
The craziest part is, like, the less competitive I get as I'm older, I'm very competitive in bowling. That's like
Are
the
you?
last space I'm very competitive.
What's your
in.
average?
Oh, geez, I'll probably like 170 something.
That's beautiful. I mean, I haven't really bowled like that in a while, but I used to hold in like the 200s.
No shit.
Yeah.
I'm the guy now
297.
that, like, when the friends go bowling, I'm like, this lane fucking sucks. These balls
Right.
are using this shit, you know?
Is
Like,
the scorpion pattern?
You
I
want
think they changed it to the tiger last
you want
week.
me to bowl with this
What
shit?
the hell is this, man?
Me and Mike just came from an event last night to live and die in LA. We both lived. We're here.
Maybe died on the inside.
Me and we've crossed paths a couple times. We never really had like a meaningful conversation.
No. I mean, we've sparred a few times.
Yeah.
You know, have a few conversations, but yeah, never like.
Because you're top tier at ducking out of battle events. You're like, fam, I don't want to be a part of this.
100%.
After face-offs, after events, you're like, I'm fucking out of here.
I'm out. Yeah. There's no real reason for me to like stick around for battle events. You know what I'm saying? Unless
You don't
it's
want to
like,
talk to, MC such and such who wants
No.
to battle you. It's like, hey,
No.
battle
Or
right
the
now.
fans
homie.
like pull you to the side and talk to you for 27 minutes.
He can't fuck with you. What you think about this? I said, hey, yo, no.
Might be a big fan. You know, when I was 11, you mind if I guide you through my entire life? Like, you know.
He can't. I really fucked you. Hey, beat, I killed you though, nigga. All right, man.
Dude, I walked into the venue, the first person that went up to me was like, "Hey, Mike, you still alive, bro?
Cool, man. Cool.
Hey,
Setting the energy for the room.
What's up,
I
man?
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
oh, I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost. I want you for the rest of your life."
So I got a bunch of shit because we never really had a, like I said, a meaningful conversation. So
Yeah.
let this go wherever it is. But
Right.
the first thing I wanted to ask you, because you're one of the very few battle rappers that talks about mental state and battling, and actually, because everyone's so guarded and be like, I don't feel anything but bars.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you're the only one to like really talk about where your head is, where your emotions are. What's your mental state now, man? Like in terms of, and it doesn't have to be like, I gotta forgive my dad, but I'm like in terms of battling, you know, like.
Mental state as far as battling, for sure, yesterday definitely helped. Kind of been a rough couple years as far as confusing, really. You know what I'm saying? As far as trying to find myself, maybe revert back to things, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't, why doesn't this thing work, why doesn't it? You know, mental state is always going to be strong, but for sure it's been pretty confusing for the last couple of years. But yesterday, you know, for sure turned things around.
Why is that?
I finally got received. Well. These last, since UM2, it's been, what am I doing? Like, why isn't the things that I feel like, especially where I feel like I'm better of a writer now than I've ever been. So it's like, why, as I'm getting better, are things starting to, get worse, And even with Real Sick, Real Sick had a great battle, and Lou Castro was well received as well, and I've done my thing. Even the first round versus T-Top was dope, but I just haven't felt what I usually feel in a while until yesterday. I like feeling good after I get off a stage, you know what I'm saying?
Strange.
So even if, I've left with a smile on my face after losses, you know what I'm saying? And then I've also left after I felt like I've won and feel like shit because I feel like I'm not, not getting the proper, what I was supposed to get. But, last night for sure turned around for that reason, man. Just getting proper reception and then also just reverting back to what got me to the dance in the first place. The second round, light, slow pace, not so aggressive, joking, good personality, smiling up there. I tell myself every time before a battle, like, dude, smile.
Yeah,
And
we're
I
having
just
the time
get
of our lives.
so Italian. Like, I cannot help it, bro. People always say that too. Like, oh, you're so aggressive. And I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
I literally can't help it, man. When I get there, it's just you black out and, get angry. But yeah,
So what do
bummer.
you told me, I think, at the event last night, and even I think today, that do you really think you're the most hated person in Battle Rap?
For sure. Yeah.
Top one?
In the
Top two, you're not two?
I'll argue with anybody right now. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. From the online perspective, which is the only perspective that you get, right? I mean, silent supporters are exactly that, right?
Yeah.
They're silent. So, in the back of my head, I know, like I said, versus Chilla Jones, silent support and physical fans outweigh any social media tenfold. When there's 100 people talking about you on Twitter, there's 50,000 that are a fan of you and don't say, anything at all. So, as far as like the social media stuff, it's like,
But tell me how that affects you, because a lot of people will be like, I don't give a fuck what the fans say. I know I'm doing everything. I think deep down, everybody, to some degree, wants to be liked and perceived well.
Yeah.
You shouldn't let it determine everything. But how much have you had to adjust over the time? Because it seems like you're a victim of the whole Batman, die a villain, or whatever the saying is, live long enough to turn into a villain, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it feels like you're like the new band that everybody, like, hey, do you listen to this guy? Then once you blew up, they're like, oh, that guy's a sell.
Yeah. It's like being a fan of me now is like kind of like going against the grain. You know what I'm saying? Like to say it's like hard to like publicly say you support me because you could get met with so much shit. As far as dealing with it, man, I mean, it's been tough, dude. It's been tough, if you want to get extensive, after JC, I went on an incredible run. Beat Drugs, performance of the entire weekend band. 30'd Serious, performance of the weekend. 30'd Snake Eyes, performance of the night. 30'd Saga on Gnome. And then I spit one of the greatest rounds in the history of the game versus Danny. And that was over the course of 2 years, and a huge run. And what's the craziest part is, after JC, every single one of those performances, everybody online used to point to my queen, my woman, and go, this is why Mike is doing what he's doing, right? It's his queen, it's his woman, it's his, he's brought the king out of him and the confidence out of him, and she did, and she does to this day, right? And Saga, I end the battle with Saga, and I'm at the point where I'm so supported, and I broke down on 15 Minutes of Fame just because of how good my life has been.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? 33 years old, I could finally say I'm legitimately, happy.
Dope.
And I got amazing reception from it, and 14 days it took for that to completely 180.
Shit.
UM2 was 14 days later. And I literally went from the most supported to the most hated. And the person that everybody used to point at and say, this is why Mike P is successful, is now being pointed at to, this is why Mike P is a failure. This is why Mike P's this and Mike P's that. So, that is, I mean,
strange, man.
You get, you want to talk about blindsided. I mean, and before I even get off that, and after that, I had a caffeine stream, emotional one where I said things I shouldn't have said. I had one tweet, but I mean, I was dead in the water before I even got off that stage in the tournament. And before I even flew home, every single person online, torched me, and it's been like that for the last couple of years. So tough, but as we've gotten to this point, don't care anymore. I really don't. I really don't. I can't.
Well, there's a lot of you that would still like to be liked, though, right? By the same people that were hating on you. Wouldn't it feel good for you to be like, Mike P's back?
No.
Not at all, huh?
No.
You're just like, fuck
as
it.
Quick as, because I don't see authenticity in half-ass support. If you supported me and then you don't, you never did, right? My fans are stuck. My fans are grounded. My fans fuck with me through the good and the bad. So for me, I've learned at this point, I see people that try to get reception, they want to get loved online, and it's like, I hope you keep in the back of your head, as quick as they will give it to you, they will rip it from your fucking hands like this. And there is no better example than me in that 14-day period where I did absolutely nothing. I just rapped, I got on stage, I did my thing, got off, and boom. They made the decision, don't like Mike P. And that's just what it is. So I can't care about something that is not real. It's not real. I don't even believe in the hate. You know what I'm saying? It's people that don't want to go against the grain. And as fake as the internet will, people say, oh, everyone's fake on the internet. Everyone's real on the internet. The internet is a platform for everybody to show their hands. Everybody to show their hands. So, where most people are like, maybe that's not them. Like, that is them.
Let me ask you this. As for someone that... Go ahead.
Thank you. Cool.
Okay, we're back from audio difficulties. Mike's got a big-ass beard. But I wanted to ask you this. From someone, if I'm completely dumb, because part of me doesn't understand, what is your understanding of why people turned on you in that battle? Like, if you're trying to make a case for it, why fans turned on you in that battle, what happened? I don't understand this shit.
It's just Ryda's round, man. It's just Ryda's round. I 7 years on the URL, I've always fought through pointless hate. There's always something, usually a battle rapper has something, right? A-Verb, lesbian mother, K-Shine, herpes, JC dances, this, that. So I went a pretty long way without having anything attached to me, and I still have always gotten pointless hate. So Ryda's round was just, the icing on the cake as far as ammo for anybody to say, whatever they wanted about me. It wasn't me. Like I said, man, it wasn't me. I got up on that stage and I rapped.
You won the battle.
Yeah, I mean, bad rollout, maybe after, like 5 days after, bad rollout as far as like social media, threatening Ryda and doing the caffeine stream and all that shit, but it's like, I'm a fucking human being, dude. Like, I've never had thousands of people making videos dogging my wife. I've never had thousands of comments disrespecting me and my family and my children and all that shit. I've never, you know what I'm saying? So in the heat of the moment, you have no idea what's going on. You panic and you make wrong decisions. But well before I did anything or said anything, they had put the nail in the coffin as far as their opinion on me.
So, do you regret doing the tournament?
100%, yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, 100%. Man, I mean, yeah, we could get into it. I mean, like I said, we're talking about that crazy ass run, and after Nome, UM2, I was already set in stone before Nome, and in the back of my head, I was telling myself, listen, you are on such a crazy run, you're white hot, leading champion of the year as far as the beginning with Danny, greatest round in the history of battle rap, and then 30 in Saga, like, on fire. You don't need to do Ultimate Madness. You don't need to do it. And, there's that hero in me that flies to LA to battle B-Dot and flies to LA to battle Geechi and goes to Virginia for drugs, goes to Carolina for T-Top, goes to all these things that just feel like, if I did this, this would be incredible. It seems impossible, but I'm going to do it. Now, when I get booked with Ryda, I already know the situation. I already know that before I met my woman that they were intimate. And what me and her were going through the whole process was, well, he's not going to say it. He's not going to talk about it. You guys were too close. Obviously, insert your jokes, but you guys were too close. It was more than just an intimate relationship. It was a friendship. And things that I said on the stream, when I was emotional, was true, man. I mean, she's saved that kid's life a couple times. You know what I'm saying? So I would be in the garage and it'd be a week before the battle and we would talk, man, he's not gonna, you think he's going to? And I'm like, well, even if he does, whatever. Yeah. Dumb. Just a horrible decision to make, knowing how people are with me already. And then just knowing, that battle rap is battle rap. I just had this feeling that he wouldn't do it. And he did. So... and that it started a snowball that, is still going to this day. I don't have any harsh feelings towards him. I didn't know him. I don't know him. And I certainly don't think that his, I don't think he wanted to hurt my career. I think he wanted to advance in a tournament. He wanted that $25,000, change his life, pay some bills, maybe do what he has to do. But if the object was to, put a dent in my armor, I mean, he certainly did. He certainly did. It's been wild ever since.
What do you think about the dialogue around? Oh, it was karma for Mike P. As if
bullshit.
As if like threatening to shoot your family doesn't bring karma.
Absolute,
what do you think about it?
Well, I'd love to address that. It's absolute bullshit. When's the last time that anyone's heard that round? What can somebody possibly remember about that round when you are looking at Ryda's round and pointing at me and going karma? The entire second round versus Danny Myers is how his wife deserves better. The entire angle is, this is what you told me, this is what you told the world versus Hall of the Don. This is what I think is going on in your house. I think through the eyes of an addict who needs help and needs people around, maybe this isn't true, but based off what you told me, you need to be around more. She deserves better was the angle. So, which is why I go back to how I can't care about things that people say on the internet when it's not that they don't know what they're talking about, they never know what they're talking about. So you got all these people that point to karma when there's no karma whatsoever. The round was for, one line, the heroine with the hard nod, is she a bar god? The only jab at her, right? Kind of poking fun at drug use and stuff like that. Other than that entire round is be there for your fucking wife, dude. Be there for your fucking wife. She's a queen. She deserves it. I know what it's like to be an addict. I know what it's like to need somebody. I know what happens when the lights shut off and there's nobody around and you need somebody around. Be around. If you are, you are. But you know what? This is what you told us. And this is what I think is going on. So, for people to say karma, it's wrong. It's just wrong.
To me, it's like, why does... people get their family mentioned all the time, and why are you the only one that had karma for mentioning someone's family? Like, especially in that specific cadence, it's like Arsenal's killed sisters, mothers, and how come he's never received karma?
Dude, I just kidnapped Chilla's grandkids. I don't even know if he has grandkids. But I kidnapped them.
Yeah, the karma thing's a weird thing. Now I wanted to end on this because it's weird because your career as a fan of you from the beginning, the whole your partner, it's such a small part of your career. Like you've done so much in battle rap, and it seemed like people with the dialogue around you now is defined by this small percentage.
Just stops at that.
So I want to get off it after this, but I wanted you to explain your understanding of the T-top thing.
As far as what
was the confusion in that? Because you thought he wasn't going to talk about your wife, right?
Yeah. I mean, that was the first time anyone has ever DM'd me before a battle and asked if I didn't, if I could not say certain things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he denies it, but it's so obvious. He hit me up and said, "Hey, man, can we not, talk about the obvious? You've seen what I can do to angles." You've seen what I did to Danny. You just saw what I did to Chilla.
Yeah.
The battle happened. It was the end result. But 100% would have been a completely different outcome if I didn't have to, write a lot of generic material because I felt like I couldn't attack this guy because he's cool with me, right? That's my friend. He reached out to me as a friend. They were buddies. And then it's like, that's my fault because I sit back and I don't even know your first fucking name. I don't even know your first name.
I think it's T.
But you're talking to me.
For sure it's T.
But you're talking, I'm listening to you and I'm agreeing with you like we're fucking boys. That was my fault. That was my fault. I addressed it was fucked up, obviously on his part, but all is fair in this shit. You know what I mean? And that was one of the many lessons learned over the last couple of years as far as, no friends in this shit, man.
What's going through your brain when he brings it up when you're on stage?
Nothing.
You're just like, oh, here we go again.
Well, No, I mean, I cracked a smile because I was like, in my head, I was like, this fucking, obviously, naturally, it's like, this fucking guy, you gotta be kidding me. And I rebutted it a little bit at the start of my next round, but, that's another thing, man. People tell my story for me, but it's so wrong. A lot of people are body language experts, and they always talk about how affected I am. Yeah. I am affected by nothing. Nothing that my opponent says about my woman or anything bothers me. Anything that my opponent is paid to say, nothing. No line, no nothing, like, ever, my stomach dropped, or I fucking felt, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter, dude. I stood in front of the person that was with her. I battled the person that was with her. Look at my face then. Mm-hmm. Was I affected? No. I literally, after the end of his round, I corrected him for saying gulag wrong. And then continued the fucking round. You know what I mean? I did my thing. Bombed second and third round. Won the fucking battle. So why would I be affected by someone else trying to parrot a story they know nothing about?
And from that, and I think it's kind of unfair to bring it up in this interview, just like understanding careers. No disrespect to Anderson, but like I don't think Mike B should have to be asked about it. Because just what you guys, how you guys have worked and achieved in battle rap is a clear disparity.
Of course.
Is there any traction there? You'll never battle? No. Okay.
No, I mean only if it is like a rookies versus vets, like the lower guy versus. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but like compared to Anderson, like tootie fucking toot. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously, I'm an established top tier 7+ year URL talent, and Anderson is. Shout out to him. I got.
Okay, so that's not a real issue.
No, absolutely not, man. No, absolutely not. Dude, for someone that I came up off of making blogs off of people and do it. So for him to, every single video he puts out is a banger. So at the expense of me for the first couple videos, did I not like it 100%? Especially at this climate with everyone, how they fucking treat me. I'm an easy punchline. Mm-hmm. No hard feelings, man.
Okay.
I wish the best for you.
All right, that's good. Battle rap, the random variables I love about battle rap all the time. Like, there's so many little things I just find funny. And battle rap, it's always like, if there's two white guys, they gotta battle.
They gotta fucking battle. That's why I said, in the second round Chris Chiller last night, I said, URL's petty with the way they book fights. Y'all know how Smack do. White guy versus white guy. Fat dude versus fat dude. Like, you know how they do that, man. They do it all the time.
Hey, we talked about this after the event, and it's good to, like, understanding that situation first. Do you honestly think, because I found this, and I talked to you about it yesterday, the better human we become, the worse rappers we are, battle rappers?
Maybe not like worse battle rappers, but the harder it gets harder to enjoy certain like reckless aspects of it. Yeah. That you were like, it's like most MMA fighters when they're young, they are so much more aggressive. They throw so much more power shots. They're so much more reckless because it's exciting, it's new, they're young, and as they get old, you start to realize you got to move different. It's all about maybe the pacing and the timing as much as like the speed and the power. So I completely forgot what we were talking about. So
no, just like being the worst person.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, as I get older, I don't want to do those back and forths. I don't want to pop shit on Twitter because I know we're not fucking beefing. You know what I'm saying? So. And then I mean all the bullshit that comes with it as far as like social media, it's way harder to like enjoy. Pretty much impossible at this point. So it's become more of like a clock in thing, but there's ways of enjoying it, man. I do it for different reasons now. My daughter, she's one, and purpose fulfilled.
Dope.
Living
the dream, man. Living the dream. That's dope, man. That's dope. Yeah, like, bro, like, it's. I think we forget because all the shit that happens is like, bro. Can you believe what a small percentage of people get to do what we do, fam?
Dude, right?
Yeah. We're living a fucking dream.
It's literally a dream of mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, even 2 years ago, signing with Caffeine, bro. I haven't clocked in 2 years, and. It's insane, and I get, we're entertainers, and you don't need to care about our lives. You don't need to care about what happens behind closed doors. But this is my life. This is my life, my livelihood. This is what puts food on the table, and for sure, it's harder to deal with now, maybe less enjoyable, but you know, you gotta let careers play out. I've always said that. And my career is nowhere near towards the end. So there's plenty of work to still do. You know, maybe the internet will love me again one day. But until then, you know what I'm saying? I know how many people support me. I know how many people love me. And then there's, you know, just a couple people in my life. That's all I need to, you know,
That's dope, man.
drive and do what I do.
Thank you for sharing that with us, because
There's
a lot of times I'm like, if I would have told 17-year-old Assad this would be his life, he would be like, what, sign me the fuck up right now, you know?
Right.
But today Assad's always like, I want to be loaded Lux.
Right.
But,
which is like, I guess another thing that we need to, you know, sometimes we work so hard to get to where we want to get that we don't even realize when we get there, you know, we forget to step back and realize that we've gotten there.
100%.
You know, there's so many times where I'm angry about shit and I'm like, look at what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, man.
I love streamers, I love rap, and that's my job. The two things that I love the most. Like, what am I, you know what I mean? And same thing, you know, like, why am I getting mad at that? Why am I upset about this? Like, you know what I mean? I'm good, so.
I had a, like, small league battle in Chicago, and it was one of those moments where you're like, why am I here, man? Like, the money wasn't as good. I said yes when I was probably playing Madden. You know, like, fuck, I said yes to this. I spent money already the front end, you know? And I get there and I'm like, I don't want to rap this shit, you know? And then, of course, as, like, the universe would have it, some kid's like, I drove 4 hours to come see you. And you're like, oh,
dude.
Fuck.
Yeah,
That puts you in perspective.
Fan
you know
interactions,
I mean?
dude, that just show you, you know, even battling CJ. I battled CJ on iBattle.
Mm-hmm.
And, dude, I'm one of the reasons why he battles.
Crazy.
That is so insane to me. You know what I'm saying? It reminds me of when I Daylight. Daylight was my idol.
Yeah.
And when I battled him, it was like, holy shit. And it's like, look at how far you've come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's always a good reminder. And the reality of shit, you know, physical fans, you know, the silent support is beautiful because you know it. You know it in numbers.
Yeah.
Right?
I tweeted this the other day where it's like my first battle versus Jerry West, that wasn't a proving ground. It's like Jerry West, back when they had like attributes, you know, funny, good credit. It was the most random shit ever. It's like, it said like Emerson Kennedy, Salt Lake City, Utah. And I looked at it, I was like, that's the funniest shit I'm like, I can't believe I'm living this life.
Right.
That says Salt Lake City, Utah on the URL. Like, it blew my mind. I was like, bro.
It is, every time I get on that stage, it is mind-blowing that I'm here.
Yeah.
Absolutely mind-blowing. I'm on Smack. I'm 33 years old. I've been watching this shit since I was 16, 17. You know, in my room watching Sirius Jones on MTV, and then 10 years later, you're battling it. It's just, it's so insane. You know, that's really that keeps you going more.
I disagree with you though on something. I gotta push back. That second round's not your best round.
Which one?
Against Danny.
Which one's my best round?
When you talk about this aspect, how we get to play Rockstar for the weekend.
Ooh, versus JC.
Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That hit me. I'm like, bro, Mike P's really on some shit. And of course, battle rap, you can't do that all the time.
Right.
But when you give people a perspective and you're like, thank you to the fans for being like, bro.
Yeah, Superman for the weekend.
Yeah.
You know, you're not, you know, it's all too often when we get back to our regular lives, you know, you get immediately clouded and then you know, you come out on a Saturday 4 or 5 times a year and you're a fucking star to people.
It's crazy, man.
And it's a mind fuck, you know what I'm saying? We're still in a business that not all of us are, you know, well off and can live off of it and stuff like that. So we still have that weird thing where it's like you're famous, but, you know, you're also working and you have jobs and stuff like that. But I think that's beautiful too because it keeps you grounded and it shows you that we're all fucking just regular people, you know?
Bro, the definition of this for me, you know, and I'm like probably C-level battle rapper known. We battled in Park City, Utah. It was early in the day. They had a performance by 2 Chainz later because it was Sundance. So battled. I headlined it. Went crazy.
Right.
Like one of the better performances I had in my young career.
Dope.
Left while they were resetting. Tried to get in the 2 Chainz concert. Like, no, we're full. I was like, that's a humbling fucking experience. I was a superstar to nobody within an hour. Like, I just left it. I just performed on that stage.
Yeah. Like, oh no, I was just up here. Like, oh, that's great. Down here now. And $85, by the way. So, and I will call the police if you...
Yeah, you will be.
Yeah.
Hey, talk to me about the Geechi battle.
No.
Learns pros and... No, fuck that.
No.
Pros, cons, give me pros and cons from it.
You know, pros was watching somebody doing, you know, all the outside elements besides lyricism. I always stress that there is way more that goes into winning a battle than your ability to write.
Mm-hmm.
And the pro of that entire battle would be Geechi, accidentally showing that to me. Me being so layered and attack mode and all that stuff, and then Geechi being so laid back, basic punchlines with good execution, the basics that I feel like I've lost at times, that I feel like I need to revert back to. I've gotten so obsessed with becoming a good writer that the better writer I become, the worse of a performer I become. I start getting rusty, I start gassing out, I'm aggressive when I don't want to be or didn't rehearse, like that. So the pro would be, there's always a lesson learned in a loss. So, the pro would for sure be just seeing how it's done, you know what I'm saying? Like seeing how it's done, and then, also people just like kind of just saying like, you need to lighten up, man. Watching myself, Pat Stay said this better than anybody after the battle. He sent me a message and was like, hey man, you don't need to take my advice, but it's crazy. Like from a fan standpoint, the camera pans out and Geechi looks like the cool Compton Crip, and you look like the angriest fucking white man on the face of the earth. Why are you so angry? You know what I'm saying? And that is true, man. Image is everything. Your body language is everything. Your energy is everything. And when you look so stuck up and so mad like I did, that plays a huge factor other than Geechi murdering you in the first round. Obviously, the uphill climb from what he did, but I certainly didn't make it any better. So the ability to look at that, and that's why I am where I am. I'm able to step outside myself and kill myself over what I do bad and what I do good and filter it out, and that not being so blind to like, well, why didn't I get, you know what I'm saying? That's the biggest pro. The con, probably the death part. Yeah. Probably the dying. Yeah, it wasn't the best thing, but I think he gave me a free hat after. So you know what the most fucked up part was? I get outside the venue. Geechi's already shooting a music video with Rum Nitty outside. I love the song. One of my favorite songs. And then bumping my head with tears to that music video dropped. I was like, I'm behind that cameraman, and I'm not fucking happy at all.
Kind of hard though.
I'm getting into a shuttle van, and while Geechi's pouring Henny and Nitty's smoking up blunt, I'm literally like in a shuttle van, fucking like curled up with like Real Name Brandon and Shotgun Suge.
That's a sick position to be in.
Ordering a steak and lobster to like make myself feel like I won. You know what I'm saying? Like, that steak and lobster on my stream that night was defense. Pure defense. There's people like, oh come on, Mike's not upset. He's eating lobster, man. You see that butter dripping? He's okay. That's not butter. That's my tears. I'm just kind of margarine-like tears too.
Maybe I have a whole list of stuff to ask you.
But jokes, bro, because there really wasn't that much content. I really don't. Upset for a little bit, especially the 2 years. I'm waiting for a good, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that I didn't get it, and it was like the complete opposite. Upset for a little bit, but like I said, man, you go home, you see the daughter, and you see the family, and like, all right, next time.
You battled the hottest person in battle rap.
The biggest hottest
name,
person in battle rap, the biggest name in LA. It was tough. But like I said, man, I always, if there's anything that you can respect about me, is I do not have an easy resume. I do not have easy resumes. And on top of that,
geography is the biggest component to your resume.
And on top of all of that, my opponents are crazy every single time.
Yeah.
I wish I could get a whack Chilla, a whack Geechi, a whack Top, whack Sick, whack B-Dot, whack. But I get the best of the best, and you know what? If you're not the best of the best, you're gonna lose to me. So that speaks even more volumes for if you're not on your A game, I am. So keep up or beat me technically.
This is something that I'm definitely going to give you footage of this before we put it out because this might not be something you want to speak about. But
Okay.
I always think it's interesting, but socially probably nobody wants to hear about it about 20 or 30 years from now.
Yep, I know where we're going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just make it worse,
Just
okay? Just make it worse.
Tell me about managing being a white person in a black culture, because I would say me and Ace argue all the time that black people can't be racist, but there is, I hate to hear it, but there is prejudice,
Yeah.
but you could never fucking say it, right? People
Of course not. Yeah, I mean, the last thing I could do is complain about being a white male, especially in a sport that is not mine. Even though I know where the kitchen is, I could open the door, I could say hi to grandma, I could fix myself a plate. Like, I have never felt like a guest ever, because I've always been welcomed with open arms. There is always something in the back of my head that knows at any given point, they don't need to give it up to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't need to be received well. And also, as a white guy, I'm not as smooth as black men and black women. I'm not relatable. I don't, I didn't live certain lives that some do. And so especially the hip hop culture, you know what I mean? It's built on the struggle and the projects and getting out of it and peace and all that shit. I lived none of it, so I know how hard it is for you to like me. I completely understand. But it's really hard for me to say that took a toll on my career, because no white person has ever done what I've done. I am technically the only white guy to ever be on URL. If you're talking a consistency, gnomes, born legacies, main events, co-main events, relevancy from the top of the 2015 to 2022, I remain a hot commodity, a wanted, you know what I'm saying? You've seen your Soul Cons, had a couple battles, Real Deal has been here, None has been in and out, you know what I'm saying? I have been at the fucking top, or mid-top, the entire time. Dope. So for me to really sit back and say that I have some type of disadvantage, it's really hard. It's really hard to, but I do think sometimes, man, I want to hear the white boy, bro. You don't want to hear the white boy. I got no rhythm. I'm always angry. It's you know what I'm saying? Like it's just I completely understand. But how can I complain to a race of people that have made me who I am? I am who I am because of black culture, because of hip hop. Without those same people, where am I? I'm absolutely nowhere. It's not it's not the Todds and the Jeffries that keep me fucking going. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's it's black culture, and
it's I guess it's tough for you to even complain about a prejudice to people who experience it everywhere outside of this specific culture.
Right, and then it's like the nerve to complain about it in their culture. You know what I'm saying? Not like I'm outside and I'm like, man, I wish I could get a coffee, but they won't let me. Like, no, it's not like I'm in it. I am a hip hop artist. I'm a rapper. So to complain about it, absolutely not. I feel like sometimes I feel like it. For sure the disrespect. The way people violate me online. In the back of my head, sometimes I say, maybe if I wasn't white, they wouldn't be so quick to, shit on my daughter, disrespect my wife, things that, might not happen if I was, but it's, dude, I'm so successful. I've done all of this, off the strength of the support of, the hip hop community. So,
Skylar, can we take a 1 minute? I'm just gonna get into rapid fire questions. Yeah. We'll end it. Pass is outside, so I'm just gonna get it.
Oh, okay, cool.
We're gonna wrap this up. Thanks to Mike P for. It's always tough. These rappers come into LA. They've been there 170 times, and they want to get back to their homes. So thanks for Mike P for being generous with his time. Man. Of course. Me and Mike P. I told him at the event yesterday. I am slowly taking his spot as people who get their significant others mentioned. I'm creeping up on you, bro. I'm bottom tier right now, but I got potential.
Yeah. No, you're getting there.
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of hard work.
It's hard work, man. It's hard work. You just gotta love your woman.
Okay.
And continue to be with her.
Yeah.
And, for sure it'll get worse as things go. It's a snowball effect for your snowball.
It's always a weird dynamic where Sarah knows nothing about battle rap, and she'll be like, Why did this battle rapper say they want to put a glizzy in my face? Like, bro, stop watching fucking battles, Sarah.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna get into rapid fire questions.
Yes, let's go.
7 questions to end it. Then you have to give us what we call at the end of every podcast an angle on you. It's like an embarrassing admission.
Ooh.
Yeah, so think about that. Yeah. As example we always use is B. likes mayonnaise, which he should be canceled for. That's the most ridiculous shit ever. A Pan-African dude loving mayonnaise. Okay, so here's how you answer. If I say mustard or ketchup, you say your answer, and then give us a sentence or two on why.
Okay.
And we move on.
Yeah, 100%.
Easy one to start. Kendrick or Drake?
Drake. Just absolute hit machine for 15 years.
That hurt my soul.
Favorite artist too, so
That's the one person that I like. I agree with you, but not in public. You know.
Right. It's like being a Mike P fan.
I call that the OJ thing. Like with my friends, I'm like, yeah, that nigga did it.
Yeah.
But in public, I'm like, bro, he's innocent as fuck. 2. What the pass is shaking his head like losing all of our points with pass.
Not to listen.
My bad. Best fast food chain.
McDonald's, just because I get
Mike.
it so much. I get it. I've gotten it more than anything. And soft baked cookies, quarter pounder with cheese, fries, fresh. Come on.
Is that the best fries?
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. What do you think about In-N-Out when you come out to California?
I had it once.
Mid, huh?
The hamburger was amazing.
Okay.
The fries were very much like the wood we were standing on.
Fries are Reggie.
Yeah,
Fries are super
crazy.
Reggie.
I actually couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how bad the fries were.
Luka Doncic levels of overrating the fries at In-N-Out.
Right.
What shareable? Something that's shareable on the podcast. What's your biggest regret?
My biggest regret.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Not going harder with baseball when I was younger.
You're a baseball player?
I was an amazing pitcher. Yeah,
No
I
shit.
was. I used to go to baseball academies when I was like 12 and play with the 16-year-old divisions because I was too good. I used to have floating change-ups.
No shit.
Yeah, I was such a good pitcher, and I moved in 8th grade, and I just felt like the school kind of dicked me as far as like giving me a position because of like angry parents, and I just completely stopped. Yeah, my dad could have been a pro player as well, but he chose to go on the road and do rock band shit. But yeah, my dad was an amazing pitcher,
Sounds like your story.
and so was I. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Just,
An apple doesn't fall far, sounds like.
yeah, right.
So this is kind of similar, but now you have to give me a different answer.
Okay.
What do you wish you did more when you were younger?
What do I wish I did more when I was younger? School.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wish I'd paid attention more. It was hard to. Bounced around a million times when I was young. Just wish I had put more focus into it. Yeah, maybe college, get some credits and shit like that.
And do what?
I don't know.
It'd be weird to have like Mike P as a doctor.
Right.
And then like
PhD.
battle rap fans still follow you and like you're doing a surgery and they're like, what else?
Yeah.
I'm trying to save this fucking
Doctor,
guy.
corny, bro.
This shit is ass.
You're corny. You're supposed to kill people, not save people. Fucking
A person, anybody, doesn't have to be celebrity. A person who is popular that you don't fucking understand why.
wow, that's fucked. A
Yeah,
person
yeah.
that's really popular and I don't understand why.
They're tough.
Oh my god, dude. Matthew McConaughey. Just hate those fucking Lincoln commercials, dude.
You don't like that?
Just the first thing that came to my head, dude. I fucking hate that guy, bro.
For me, it's like
Lincoln. You don't drive a Lincoln. You don't drive a Lincoln. You don't drive a fucking Lincoln, bro. Fuck you.
And for me, it's like you're selling a car. Let's not give me an existential question while you're in the Lincoln. Be like, if you're part of the road, are
If
you
you're
ever
part of the
human?
road,
Pull off.
you become the pavement. Shut up.
Shut up, Matthew McConaughey.
Do you know that somebody asked me in an interview like 2 years ago who I hate? I said Matthew.
Oh, bro, it's a
No
long-term
fucking
beef.
reason,
It's
dude.
a long-term
beef.
Yeah, you gotta settle that. You
We
need
have to
that.
settle it in the ring or in a Lincoln.
Pet peeve.
Oh, pet peeve. Stupid people, bro. Stupid people. Yeah.
Last one, number 7. These are
Okay.
7 bonus questions. What do people not understand about you?
The passion I put into things that I love.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think people see how much I truly love what I do. Yeah, I think that's something that tends to miss the mark with certain people.
Damn, I feel that's an
Or I
answer
feel like
that
I
I'm like,
wear it
damn,
on
I
my
feel like
sleeve. Yeah, I feel like I wear it on my sleeve, but people don't.
I don't know if you feel like this. I was trying to take battle rap to someone who doesn't know battle rap, and it's different for everybody. But for me, when I agree to a battle, it's like I just put a backpack on until the battle, and then I just have to like live life, and the backpack's getting heavier and heavier throughout life. And it was like, hey, you want to hang out? Like, yeah, but I have to bring my fucking backpack.
Right.
You know, like everything you do, you have to bring the back because it's always in the back of your mind, like this worry of shitting the bed or like.
Right.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
Very tough. Very tough.
Give us an angle on you. Embarrassing admission, and then you're out of here. For your next opponent to tell you that he's not going to use, and then he's going to use it.
I'm a really good ping pong player. I feel like that's pretty embarrassing. I'm one of the guys that like throws it like 5 feet in the air and cuts it, and it does all the curves and shit. And
Pass, you gonna let this rock?
I'd
He's
say
a ping pong player.
I mean, that's pretty. That's
Safe.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You were that guy that's like slicing it under the arm and
Slicing
shit?
it, kill shots. I was the #1 player in my community college. I played in like the invitationals. Okay, we could stop
Ping pong
here.
invitationals is not a thing, Mike.
It is, dude. Well, table tennis. It was a thing where like people from the. I faced people from the tri-state area, like the top colleges around like the tri-state area. I faced them.
Being #1 ranked ping pong player is insanity, fam. I can't believe there was a #2 person gunning for your spot. Fuck my feet.
There's only like 4 people. 2 of them backed out.
#1 in your division, and if 3 injuries occurred, you were the only person.
Fucking Nassau Community College, U building, fucking monster, dude. I lost to a Japanese guy in a Stiga outfit with his family behind him.
No shit.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there's some
Terribly.
things like I hate to stereotype, but there's some things that like.
Yeah. It's
Asian
like
Japanese doing ping pong, like that's
I
a different
think
story.
I think you take this serious. Yeah. I'm not gonna fare well in this one.
Mike, man, this is great. Give us a little bit of everything. Sorry to be out who couldn't be here, really wanted to be here. He'll be back soon for the next podcast. But any last words before you get out here? I want to know what's going on next too, but we might have to wrap up. But tell us what's going on next with URL. I want to know if like what's going on next. Anything?
Nothing right now.
Okay.
I wanted to see what was happening with Chilla Jones and kind of go from there. Great performance, dope night. So, we'll see what happens. This has been amazing. It's been one of the best experiences I've had as far as like a sit down, don't feel like an interview or anything, man. You brought a lot out, and this has been incredible, dude.
We'll definitely
Absolutely
slice
incredible.
it up to make you look bad.
Thank you. Start with the tears. Start with the tears.
Hold the other podcast. We are